I'm just trying to order a desk before we get too involved here.
You do your shopping. We'll wait.
Welcome to Uncle Weepy's Depression Dungeon, the least helpful self-help podcast. Here are your hosts, Paul Armstrong and Jeremy Fuchsa.
Okay, well, are we just going to start asking the hard questions? Should I go ahead?
I had the really awkward segue last time, so why don't you take the awkward segue?
Paul, what the hell happened?
I hate that it's always something that happened to me. I would like it to not happen that way anymore.
It is kind of turning out that way anymore, isn't
God
it?
damn it.
Your time will pass, hopefully.
Well,
eventually.
hopefully that doesn't mean I die. That's what my time will pass.
We'll
That's
see.
right. Yeah, jury's out. God's still wondering, well, should you live anymore? Yeah, I got fired. I lost my job today.
Was it downsize?
That is the long and short of it. Yeah, it's a layoff, if you will.
But you were a leader of sorts, so
Yeah, I was director of user experience, so that was they got rid of a lot of management. Yeah, a lot of those, heads of kind of roles.
Mm-hmm.
what are the users going to do now?
Oh, just shit their pants, I guess. I don't know.
So, right?
Guess what? Not my fucking problem anymore.
Truth.
I had a hard time not saying we in reference to the company. I'm like, wait, it's not we anymore. I'm no longer a part of this because I met a lot of former, friends, employees, whatever you want to call it, and had beers. And I kept saying we. I'm like, I can't say we. It's not a we. This is all your problem.
That's right. Not your problem anymore.
No, I mean, most of all, being a manager or being in the position I was, I worry about their reaction and what they're going to do and how they're going to be. I will be fine.
Right.
But this is the second time it's downsized. We had a downsize in February-ish of this year already, where they laid off 235 people.
Whoa.
I don't know the size of this one, but it's going to be in the hundreds.
Why are they that big?
Well, we have a distribution center.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, so we have a lot of employees that are, getting items in, itemizing them, cataloging them, boxing them, shipping them. So that's a great, but that's also the great expense and downside of the business is that got us into a lot of trouble.
Oh.
That's really fucking expensive to do and really hard to do right. And it's shooting us in the foot. And they have to keep closing here and closing this and closing that just to try to recoup the millions and millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars they threw at trying to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy went through this with me last time when I got fired from Chore Monster. And that was much more disconcerting just because it was a company I started and I had a lot of stake in it. And it felt like it came out of nowhere. I just knew it. I came in to work with bags today because I knew I'd be taking shit home.
Wow.
When you see that HR rents out a room all day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know shit's happening. And when your boss says, can you make sure that you're going to be in on Thursday? 2 and 2 together real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but severance and other stuff is coming, so I'm all right.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it was really weird. That you sent us that text this morning, and this afternoon, I was just sitting there, and I had wished that I had taken one of my Klonopin this morning because I started getting really anxious and stressed out for you because I started thinking about where I was a year ago at this time, and and I was like, oh God, I don't know. It was really weird. I was very definitely empathizing with you.
Where were you a year ago at this time?
Oh, just I was in a bad place.
Yeah,
I was not in a good place with with my business and just with my mental health. And so it was rough. And of course, and that was brought about by, events years before, very similar to what just happened. And so, it was just a thing, just to turn it around and make this all about me.
No, I remember were we doing this show when you were going through? I believe we were.
No, we were starting to talk about doing the show. Well, actually, we started doing the show because I absolutely was, I can't take this anymore. I got to vent this and kind of start purging it, And so, that's
I've never been fired.
Called laid off. It's a lot nicer.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
I just closed my computer, and you can't do that because then you can't hear anybody.
No, you can't do that.
That is true.
So
I just unplugged my mic. I didn't realize it would make the mic not work.
Can you tell me what happened with Chore Monster?
Oh yeah, I guess you're not privy.
How does someone who founded it?
I was voted out by the board of directors, which is like 4 people. You decide
to have a board of directors?
When you have investment, you have to have a board of directors.
Okay.
And the board of directors are typically, a seat is given to everyone who's invested at least a certain amount. Mm-hmm. And they were all buddy-buddy with the CEO. He didn't like, we just weren't getting along. I'll say that, plain and simple. I didn't like where I felt like he was trying to take the company. I also didn't like the way he ran the company. But I didn't feel like giving up on it because it was my baby, and I put everything I had of myself into that. And I loved the employees, and I wanted to make sure I was there for them. But I came in one day, he said, "Hey, let's go for a walk," which is just, God, he always thought he was Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs used to go for walks or whatever. He's like, "Hey, the board just voted. We're going to have to let you go." I'm like, "Oh, like
that's how he did it?"
Yeah. And I just remember like completely leaving my body. Just like I was unable to process any of that. I was like, whoop, just left. And like the walk was barely a block. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't know that I could talk about this anymore. So I just went into the office. I grabbed my stuff and left because I just didn't know what to do. And I had so much shit there. I mean, so much stuff.
Right.
I didn't want to say anything I'd regret. I didn't want to sign any paperwork or he was trying to get me to sign stuff and leave. I'm like, I can't do this right now. Let's talk later. I remember going to my car, freaking the fuck out and calling my wife and being like, I just got fired. She's like, she just bawled like, wow, the hell is that possible?
Right.
And, it got really, really bad because when I came in to do the paperwork, the severance was shit. I mean, I'm co-founder and he's giving me 2 weeks of severance. And
did they have to buy you out or something?
No, he refused.
He sounds like a great guy.
Oh God. So the paperwork was given. I didn't sign it. I took it to a lawyer, which pissed him off. And then he said I wasn't going to get any severance because I wasn't just signing what I was given. And then I decided from then on, I'm not talking to him anymore. My lawyer can talk to you, or my lawyer can talk to your lawyer, because I was just tired of dealing with it. And it just was a back and forth about severance and getting payment. And I kept saying, buy me out. They're like, they don't have the money to buy you out.
Well, then don't fire me. I'm just saying. I
tried everything, and it ended badly. And he still owns the company, although everyone's gone except for him in name. I swear I'll just never let it die, so I get nothing from it.
Well,
it was a fun time. That was the hardest one, just because
I'm sure
so personal.
That was yours, yes.
Yeah.
So why don't you do something like that again?
I'm too tired.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's not the same environment that it was back then either.
How long ago?
World has really changed.
Oh yeah.
Look how different Amazon and Facebook are. 5 years ago, essentially.
Oh, groceries. They got groceries.
Yeah. Or just not even that, just people's attitude towards them.
Oh, I see what you mean.
it's not so rosy anymore. It's not so they're great and they're doing great stuff. We're really questioning, well, they're hurting other businesses and people and lives. And so then they're like the big startups. Now everyone's kind of gun shy about startup-y stuff because maybe we did move too fast and literally break things in not a good way. So, and I don't need that instability anymore.
Wow. So what are you thinking?
I don't know. There's plenty of. I've already gotten lots of calls, so I'm not terrible.
Oh, wow, that's braggy.
That's good.
I'm not trying to be braggy. It was weird. It just happened. I'm like, oh shit.
People are like, he's free.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, that's great.
I'm not worried.
Do you have a beard right now?
I do have a beard right now.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say grow one.
So you can just hear it through the mic. I can hear the hairs.
I didn't know that it was possible for you to not have any sort of a beard. I just thought that it was just always there.
I'm a pretty hairy fella. By the way, I will be in Kansas City this weekend.
Yes, I know.
Oh, wow. What are you going to be doing?
My dad and I typically go to a Chiefs game.
Oh my God. My dad's going to be at that game. You going to the one on Sunday? It's supposed to be 32 degrees.
I can't wait. It's like 20 here, so I'll be
heat wave.
But
well,
so we're doing that, and then I don't leave till late Monday. So and he leaves early Monday, so I have like all Monday where I'm just going to be crying alone in a hotel. I'm just kidding.
You can come to my work.
Yeah.
Oh, did that offend you?
Why would it offend me?
Because I have a job, because I have work.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because I have nothing to do. I get it.
I probably don't know you well enough to be making these.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. Nice long Christmas break,
Yeah, enjoy it.
I will squander it. I tell you that right now. I'm going to squander it.
Well, you've got a big Trello board full of shows.
It's exactly the problem.
Yes, Joy.
When you had your situation a year ago, did starting the podcast with Paul help?
Yeah.
Or how did you crawl out of it?
No, it absolutely helped.
Therapy?
Well, no.
No, I mean the podcast was therapy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, it was my therapy. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't go too deep into it because I would point you toward a fantastic episode of Away from Keyboard by our friend Tim Smith that just actually came out today, the day that we're recording, where I actually do go very much in depth into what was going on this time last year.
Came out like that he was gay?
No. There was an episode of a podcast that came out today that I was a guest on where I discussed this in detail.
Wow, I think that's so interesting.
So I'll put that on the show notes.
Yeah.
Because I talk a lot about, not being able to afford to have health insurance at the time and everything. It's just, stuff that you don't like to admit that kind of crap.
Right.
That's actually my biggest fear right now is health insurance.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that was, that was something that I was nervous about. But then after it came out, I was like, oh, wow, actually, this is pretty good because
nervous about what? How it sounds?
Yeah. Which is stupid. I know. But, it's that stigma, it's like,
it's not unusual.
Can't afford to pay for health insurance. Well, no, I fucking couldn't at the moment.
And some of that
you weren't afraid of the vulnerability or just afraid of sounding whiny or?
Well, no, certainly the vulnerability.
That you had failed. You felt like you had failed.
Well, but I didn't.
Just admit it. You felt it.
Well, I did, but I didn't. I did, but I didn't. But I explain it in better terms than I probably could right now.
You're saying we should listen to the episode.
Yeah. This is my weird, really, really weird fucked up way of saying, hey, go listen to Away from Keyboard, episode 9, Jeremy is a Unicorn, available where podcasts are available tonight.
So listen to it.
Listen.
So don't not listen. Don't not listen to it.
Listen to it, but listen to it.
When was it recorded a year ago and it just came out?
No, it was recorded. It was recorded like a month ago. It was recorded like a month.
Wait, so it was recorded tomorrow?
Yeah, it was recorded tomorrow. I'm going to sit down and record it tomorrow and put it in the time.
But it is the weird thing about podcasts is you could do that, and it could be. You could say you're recording something in the future, and it could be the past because you never know when someone's going to listen to this.
That's right. You never know. So
we could all be dead. Right?
Yeah, for all you know, if you're listening right now,
it's a hellscape. It's 150 degrees outside.
Oh my God! Who has the recorder?
Kids these days.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
Whoa! Snakes are coming out of baskets over here.
Ooh.
Wow! Can you not do that anymore?
I will definitely not do this anymore.
Like you kept tooting on the Toodlenoodle, and then this thing showed up.
What?
Toodlenoodle? Who showed up?
This brown boy
looking at you all the time. You just got a snake over your shoulder.
Yeah. It's just sitting there next to the microphone.
What's the meaning of him? What is making that shadow?
Oh, that is a lamp.
Oh, really? That's not really. I don't know how well it's working.
Well, it's not on.
Oh, well, what's making the shadow? What's casting the light? Doesn't matter, but
the basement.
Kind of want to know. The basement's casting a light on a lamp that looks like a basketball hoop. Awesome.
Yes, or a lacrosse.
I love
thing.
that fucking snake. That's great.
What the hell? Oh, it's a cocktail.
It's a cocktail. Clever. Yeah. That used to be a piece of set dressing for the cocktail napkin.
What does that set you back?
Oh.
How much insurance would that get you?
That would get me about 5 minutes worth.
Are we going to talk about that angry thing that you sent? About how people are dying because of shipping?
Oh, sure. I mean, let's make it a feel-good episode. Why not?
Oh, God. That goes with Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
How is that? That's not even legal. That's like child labor, old-timey factory shit.
Well, yeah.
True. It's completely happening.
That's exactly what it is. Old-timey factory shit. But
people just have to be fine with it because they need the job that bad.
That was what I took away from it, is because, I mean, what else are they going to do? So why not, continue to work in.
Because what are they going to do for healthcare?
Or what are they going to do? So
you have to make some money, even if it's not enough to barely pay for anything.
Right.
They can't get it in retail.
Sounded like, well, obviously the person they spoke with, but have families, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. The most disturbing thing was that they left that woman's body there.
Yeah.
And made people work around it.
Jacked up.
That was really fucked up. I can't imagine that someone would get fired for that.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, in the end, you have to guarantee that somebody did. But still, though, I mean, in the middle of that moment.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, they didn't say for how long, did they?
Long
enough for get cones put it around.
Yeah, it was long enough for them to put cones around the body. I mean, what they said? They said it was like 4 to 6 hours at least.
Yeah. Like an afternoon.
Yeah, before anybody came to even do anything.
And why did they
aside
do that?
from put cones up?
Because they weren't going to give anyone time to take off their shift to move her.
Right. Yeah, got to get.
Why
those
didn't they call an ambulance
numbers
or something?
I'm sure they did. That's probably what they were waiting for.
Mm-hmm. Well, not for 4 to 6 hours.
Well, I don't know that they said. But you imagine, not only the people working the floor have numbers to hit, so are the people managing have numbers to hit. And it's just a cascade of numbers, not people.
Yeah.
And so these people have to work, say, because they were talking about like 13 hours to hit a number.
Yeah, because you have to fulfill a certain
work
amount.
Until they hit that number, yeah.
How is that legal? Like, how is there not some union? Well, I guess
they're not union.
That was the point of the episode, was trying to get a union.
America's killed unions for the most part.
And the miscarriage part, that was infuriating.
God, how many?
Yeah, all like kind of
though.
at the same time. Yeah, I do too. I'm like, that's no coincidence. That's
no. I bet if you did a big study of those kinds of jobs and across the country, it'd probably be horrifying.
Oh yeah, you'd find that pattern everywhere, I would imagine.
So, do you think Amazon is like that?
I think Amazon is the cause of that. Not,
I don't remember.
Not because they're making people do that, but people are trying to keep up with Amazon, and they have to do that. Is it one of Amazon's fulfillment center, or is it just a fulfillment center? That's what I can't remember.
It was just it was XPO Logistics.
But everyone expects to get their packages, one, for free, therefore you're not going to get paid shit, and quick. Therefore, those numbers have to be you have to box it, ship it. I mean, that's what my former company was running into, is that you can't keep up with Amazon because they'll just cut the numbers and kill you. You can't keep up with a company that big. But everyone expects it.
Why do people need their shit so fast?
You can get it that fast.
We don't. It's just that's what we've become accustomed to, you know? I mean, and it's the same thing with like, I mean, this is a stupid equivalency, but you can think of it the same way with computers. You know, you have a computer a while, and then you go and you use, your friend's new computer for the afternoon, and then you go back, or a phone, and then you go back to yours, and you're like, why is this so fucking slow?
Yeah.
Well, it is, and then all of a sudden you have this new expectation. Well, my stuff needs to be as fast as that. And
but it's shit like the same day service. I'm like, the fuck do I need in the same day that I can't get off my ass and go get? Now,
get off
they have just set that expectation for you. I mean, that's, it was
because
people didn't know that you wanted.
People are working 13 hours. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. And that was rude because there's some people who can't,
some
get
people
off
who
their
don't live near any place. There's that. There's people who are working all day literally because they're just trying to make it. So they're either working one job that's long hours or two jobs.
But the shit that you can get like same day is stupid. Like stuff you don't even need.
You can get same day delivery of grocery type stuff. I would imagine most people with two jobs aren't doing that though, because they just can't afford it.
No, and it'd be too expensive for sure. Right. Yeah.
To pay for a Prime membership, which is going to be out of their league.
Well,
and the items you can get probably aren't going to be any cheaper than they could get if they just walk down the street.
Well, and Walmart delivers now.
Walmart
everyone
delivers,
has
Target
to do it.
Does. Yeah, everybody has to keep into it. Yeah, everybody.
So literally, they are affecting the whole marketplace, and I don't know that it's for the good.
I think maybe eBay started it instead.
Yeah, I don't know about that because I mean, it's the individual salespeople that are fulfilling those things, and I don't know. I mean, if you bought anything from me on eBay, it took you forever to get it because.
No, you're right. I guess eBay doesn't. Yeah, you don't ship it just out of a warehouse.
If I remember when Amazon started Prime, it was basically for a membership so they could offset their shipping costs. And I think it blew up to something that turned into not a membership plan, but a shipping plan.
Yeah.
Because I remember when it came out, it was all about, I can get free shipping. I have to pay a certain amount of fee. And people weren't getting as much because I don't think there was quite as much. There's still a lot on Amazon, but not to the point of groceries and next day. But I feel like it just built over 5 years or so, maybe a little less, but into this behemoth of people liked that benefit, kept buying stuff because of that benefit that drove down the membership being the key to being, I want my shit free in a couple of days.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were ready for that. They had to buy airplanes and they had to buy trucks and they had to become their own shipping company and cut out all of the middleman costs of UPS or FedEx or whoever it might have been. So now they're barely a company that sells stuff. They're just a shipping company. They're probably keeping the U.S. Postal Service afloat. They definitely are shipping a lot of packages, and I think a lot of it is them. But
this time of year, I shit you not, we have like 3 on our porch every day for
boxes
all the gifts.
Down.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because we have the means to. We're fortunate in that way, but we don't necessarily have the time. It's just so much easier to Christmas shop at midnight.
I don't have to deal with. I don't have to go to a mall. I don't have to find parking. I don't have to maybe go. No, you may go somewhere and you may not even find what you're looking for. Right?
Exactly.
Which means then you just wasted all that gas and time and blah.
Should we be? Maybe I had to get a babysitter. I didn't, but maybe. Should we be boycotting Amazon, or can we still like them?
Well, that's a thing that's happening.
Good question.
That's a thing that's happening. I mean, there are a lot of people who are like, calling for everybody to cancel their Prime accounts. And
I will say that would be a huge hit.
That's been a big thing that I've been seeing online.
Would you do it?
Would I do it?
Yeah. I use it so much.
I would be very hypocritical because I don't think I could. I think I should. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the same thing. I think I should, but I don't know that I could. But I totally should.
Because I think Amazon will never change if people don't do anything about it. The problem is that no one's going to do anything about it. Right. Unless the government stepped in some sort of monopoly situation, but that's not happening anytime soon.
I mean, I'm just going to lay it out on the table. We started this conversation and it got me to remembering that I needed to order shit for my hair. So I got that done while
we were talking.
While we're talking, it'll be here Saturday.
So we were both shopping.
We do Instacart for groceries. You guys have Instacart out there?
We don't have Instacart, but the grocery stores here, like we use Hy-Vee, and it will either deliver or they'll do all the shopping for you, and you can just pull up and call them. And
they have Kroger. The Kroger here has something called Click List, which will let you pull in and they'll bring your groceries. But they also deliver via, depending on your area. Our area doesn't have Kroger delivery, so it's Instacart, which will send a shopper. They'll look for the items. They'll text you if they don't have it. The grocery stores do it direct, and they just have their own trucks and they just bring it to you. That's what comes back to for me. I'm like, everyone's expecting. I mean, I think this is what Joy is saying too in terms of boycotting. Everything is so cheap and so expensive, and people benefit from the low cost, but the low cost is being driven by the fact that nobody can afford anything. So they're not getting paid anything because we're not charging anything. It's a really weird combination of stuff. It also goes back to people in really high positions are unwilling to take less pay. They pay themselves an awful lot. Shareholders demand an awful lot, give these bonuses that are insane, and no one is going to affect their bottom line by cutting their pay. Therefore, things just keep getting cheaper because they keep getting richer.
Well, that's clearly evident. For the rich get richer.
Yeah.
Well,
they won't take evident too. I mean, there's data to support that. It's just like, I don't know how, as a country, we break that cycle. I don't know. Do we force?
I don't think we can. I think we're too selfish to. I just don't think we're capable of it. Unless we get some big apocalyptic type situation.
It's like sometimes closer than I would want it to be. I mean, I think I read somewhere that in the 70s, the tax rate for people in the upper 10% was like 75% taxes or something. But that we had like the lowest to no deficits and funding. That's like when the EPA started and public television started, and like all of the government started funding all of these public goods. People who worked, there's a really great book. I think I've mentioned it to Jeremy once before, called Working by Studs Terkel. It's a great name.
It is.
But it's about, he interviewed people. He's like a historian, and he interviewed people for over a decade in certain jobs like hairdresser, taxi driver, prostitute, just like really normal American jobs. And the crazy thing is, normal American jobs. But like hairdresser, like a barber, he interviewed a barber who could afford a home and was the only one working. And a bus driver that was able to put a down payment and buy a home. There's no fucking way anyone like that could do that today.
Right.
And this was like in the 60s to 70s, and they were starting to notice the shift towards factory work and getting laid off and unions starting to die in the 70s. And like, we're seeing what the outcome of that is. I don't know how we reinstall and still, I mean, how could you convince rich people like, hey, your taxes are going to go up to 70%?
They'll still be fucking rich. That's the thing. There were still rich people then.
You're still going to be well off, just not as insanely well off.
Right. But it's not, everything else will change based on that. Yeah. It's never going to happen.
Don't see how it could.
Exactly.
It's depressing as shit.
It is. It is. And that's the cycle of poverty and all that shit.
Hopefully our kids are better than we were. Like, I have a almost 20-year-old now.
Wow.
And a 17-year-old. And it is so hard to talk to them about jobs and being hopeful about going to college. Like, they're excited to do it, but I'm like, I don't know what the job market's going to be like for you.
Right.
Honestly, no idea what to tell them. Like, yeah, the world's got 10 years till we've pretty much lost our opportunity to save it from burning. That's hopeful.
Oh, yeah.
Automation's going to take all lower end jobs, so there's going to be massive unemployment. Cool, cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a disaster. Unless, like you said, our kids are smarter, or not smarter, but do it better.
Yeah, think of different ways to succeed or to solve or to be. Not demonize.
Yeah, not be so fucking selfish. Jeremy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, speaking of that, Paul, how come you didn't text me back at 3 a.m. letting me know you're okay?
I took some Xanax and I was out. That's all I could do.
Man.
I was full out panicking just because I knew it was coming. I was freaking the fuck out last night. It's not going to be the last job I lose either. It's going to... I was thinking about that today. I'm like, it's so weird, like how much loyalty I gave to a company and how much I wanted to and how much I didn't really demand it, but sort of like, it's true of any job, but it's just really not reciprocated in any way.
I think that even kind of goes back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
People feeling like they don't owe anyone anything.
Yeah. How long did my dad had a job at one place for a very long time.
Yeah. And
I mean, it can happen.
Appreciated.
Yeah, where being there for a long time was rewarded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got to be young.
We definitely worship the young for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, do you deal with that with your job, Joy? With being an art director, right? Or are you creative director?
Creative director.
Okay.
But yeah, especially with clients.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid because you just sit back and watch it all fucking fall apart because they weren't right, but everybody wants to try that way and see how that goes. And
you're like, I've been down this road before.
Yeah. Just tell you that. Yeah. And do you think you're the first 25-year-old that sat in my suite and had that big idea? You're like the fifth one this week.
What's I remember hearing the story from somebody about like this old man who gets called in to fix this one part on this boat, this like one screw that for some reason no one else can figure out how to fix.
Is this in the Bible?
No, it's just like an old story. Like there's a boat engine and there's this special bolt and it's really hard to get to and to refix. And this guy, all he does is come in and fix that bolt and gets paid like $120,000 to do it. And they're like, it's ridiculous. That's stupid. We should just get a couple people, pay them $100 to do it. And he's like, go ahead, try.
Uh-huh.
But they're not going to know how to do it because I've been doing it for, 40 years. And that's why I'm getting paid this much, because I come in here and I fix it immediately and this boat will go. You can try it your way, but it will fall apart. You won't know how to do it and it won't work. Just like we're at the position we are because we've gone through it. We know the mistakes. We know what to avoid. We know how to not reinvent the wheel, so to speak.
Right.
But
it's good to have new ideas, but not
fine. It's fine.
Just all willy-nilly.
It's called collaboration. You talk about ideas and you collaborate, and you can be like, all right, well, let's go down this road of the thing that you just talked about and see.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's prove to you that it's a bad idea. What happened with that bolt guy?
Oh, I'd have to look up the story. He got the bolt fell off and killed him, and it just went right through his head, like it was from. I
want this to be like a real
shot in the head with the bolt from the boat. Just look.
I thought it was more like he did some blow off a hooker's back in Maui.
Jeez, what?
You have questions or topics for the show? Call 816-535-1094 and leave a voicemail. Or reach us on Twitter @Uncle Weepy. If you enjoyed this show, first rate and review the show on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. Your review helps the podcast robot suggest this show to other listeners. Second, consider supporting the show on Patreon. Patrons of the show get access to exclusive after-show material. Several levels of support are available. Visit patreon.com/Uncle Weepy for details.